Hi guys, I'm Boo here. Welcome back to In Conversation with ATF. Now my my guest today is a voice actor known for voicing Skywarp in Transformers: War for Cybertron. That's the video game series, not the new Netflix series. Armor Hyde in Transformers: Robots in Disguise. Not the 2015 series, I mean the 2001 anime. Mr. Noisy in the US dub of the Mist version, or should I say that's not the UK dub, that's the US dub. Alright, I'll stop. Bobobo-bo-bo-bo-bo in the anime of the same name. I think how many bows are in that name?
There's a lot of bows. There's a lot of bows. It's
Bobobo-bo-bo-bo-bo.
Bobobo-bo-bobo-bo. I guess seven bows.
Ah, right, I see. Yeah, yes, it's a funny name, but I like it.
You mentioned Transformers. I also wrote about a third of the series.
Oh
Did the
yeah, you did write Robots in Skies, didn't you? Wow, very cool. You also voiced Joseph Joestar in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
I
Commissioner
did.
Gordon in Batman Unlimited, Raiden in the Mortal Kombat franchise, best known
Yes.
role. My guest is Richard Epcar. Welcome.
Woo! You
Hi.
left out the Joker. Don't forget the Joker.
Oh,
He's
and the
pretty big.
Joker as
Yes,
well.
Joker.
Yeah. What did you voice the Joker in? I did see that you had voiced
I
him, but
I
I didn't.
voiced the Joker in Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe
Ah, I
in
see.
Mortal Kombat 11 in uh, uh, um, Injustice, Gods Among Us, one and two, and Infinite Crisis, and a bunch of other stuff. I did the Joker in as well. So yeah, I've done him a bunch of times. And don't we can't you mentioned some of the anime. We it wouldn't be complete without a couple ones that you left out. Bato and Ghost in
Ooh.
the Shell,
Mm-hmm.
and Jigen and Lupin the Third, which I also write and direct a lot of those as well.
Ah, I see. I'm not much of an anime buff, so I've
Hmm.
heard of a lot of them, but I've never seen a lot of them. It's really the really only anime that I've seen is the Parappa the Rapper anime and the Transformers, the Robots in Disguise ones and the
Yeah.
Unicron trilogy. So,
Well, I love
yeah.
I love Transformers, and I love any chance I get to work on anything in that franchise. So I love those guys, and I love working with them.
That's wonderful. So, I'd like to start off by asking, how are you, Richard? How are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm really good. Things are good. I've been super busy. It's the year started off with a bang, and we're getting crazy with a lot of stuff going on, and working on a lot of games and voicing a lot of stuff and directing a lot of stuff. So it's been good. It's been really good.
Oh, that's cool.
We got a bunch of conventions coming up actually here in the states. There's one in England. You said you're in England. There's one in England. I'm hopefully going to be still doing. I think it's called SunnyCon. I don't know if you heard of that one or not.
SunnyCon. I don't think I've
Yeah,
heard of that.
yeah. Well, I don't even know where it is to tell you the truth, but it's in England. I know that. So
Ah, it's in Newcastle.
yeah, hopefully that'll still be happening. I think we've postponed it a couple of times because of COVID. So
Ah, you're the first guest listed.
well, how about that?
Yeah.
What is the date on that?
I'll have a look. Newcastle's about 3 hours from where I am. Does it not say about? What's it say? It just says 149 days until whenever. I don't know when it is. It doesn't say 149 days.
Let me look. I'm going to look up in my thing here just to see if I can find it.
It's in late June, I think.
I think you're right. Let's look in June here because it's June. Yes, it is. It's the weekend of the 23rd. It's the 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 24th, the 25th, and 26th.
24th, yeah. Yeah, that's around the time I graduate from college, so
It's
yay.
in Newcastle, huh?
Yeah, which is up north. It's there's a lot of them speak in a Geordie accent, so it'd be sort of like up there, sort of. I can't really do Geordie. Yeah, I know a few fans
Am I gonna
Geordie.
be able to understand them?
Why, I man, not really sure.
I might need the subtitles, for them when I'm talking to them.
Yeah, well, if you know some Geordie celebs, there's this duo called Ant and Deck. They're very well known over here. They're a Geordie duo, and they're always
Yeah. Okay. All
like,
right.
"Welcome back to I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here." They
But
sort of talk like that, sort of. Yeah, I don't
oh,
know.
okay. Well, that is going to be weird, but anyway,
You'll have
I
fun though, I promise you.
I will have fun. I have fun everywhere I go. But I'm looking forward to it because as I said, I do love England, and I've done the London, the big show in London. I've done that a few times.
MCM.
MCM, yeah, I've been there a
That's
few
it.
times, and also as I told you, I did some work in London for DreamWorks. I was supervising a bunch of stuff for them, and I supervised the Gladiator in English on the German dub, and we did the mix and everything at Pinewood Studios in England, and I'm a huge James Bond fan, as you can tell by my posters behind me. So it was really fun to go and see Pinewood Studios and do that whole thing. So I was there for quite a while, and I've been there. I've been to London, like I said, many times. I love it over there. I really, it's like one of my favorite cities.
Well, that's good. I've just changed the microphone settings, so if you hear a difference, then that's fine. But yeah,
I,
I'm glad. So, have you ever been to? Yeah, I'm glad you love England. Have you ever been to anywhere like near Liverpool at all?
I don't think I have been to Liverpool, although I love the Beatles. So I don't know if
They
that.
have an exhibition there called the Beatles Story. I recommend it
I love
definitely.
I love the Beatles. They are my all-time favorite band of all time.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to take you to the Beatles Story when you next come up here.
Okay, good.
Nice to show you around.
Are you near Liverpool or are you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I hear a little bit in your accent, a little
Yeah.
Liverpoolian.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who are like proper scouts, sort of like down in that, sort of range. But I'm not a scouser. But I do live about 20, 30 minutes from Liverpool, and I have been there a lot.
Ah,
So
very
yeah,
cool.
around my
Uh,
headphones there.
your
So
ears were lighting up for a minute there.
yeah, they have a light up feature on them.
Oh,
So I like to start off by talking to you about Transformers. Really, it's my
okay.
one of my
Yeah.
favorite franchises.
All right.
Of course, you wrote for the Robots in Disguise anime and also voice directed in it. Not voice directed. That was Michael McConaughey. Excuse me. You wrote episodes in it. So,
Yes.
so what was it like working on that? When did you ever get to voice act any episodes that you wrote?
Oh yeah, yeah. I do. I do that a lot with a lot of different shows. But that was a while ago, so it's kind of hard to remember all that stuff. But yeah, I was Armor Hyde in that, and I played a few other characters here and there, and then I was in, as you mentioned, Skywarp. I played Skywarp in War for Cybertron, the game, and that was really a lot of fun. That's a great game. Is in fact, there's kind of a funny story about that. The studio we recorded that in, which was PCB, which they do a lot of huge games. And so after we recorded that, they invited us all over for a rap party, and they had these big screens, and we all got to play our characters,
Oh,
on the game. But I'm really terrible at it. I'm a much better actor than I am a game player because I don't know if you know anything about the game, but I guess they're in like in a cave and you have to get
I
out of
know a
the cave.
little bit.
Yeah, you have to get out of the cave to go on a mission, and I think it took me like an hour just to get out of the cave. So I said I'm going to stick to voice acting, and but it was a really fun experience working on that, and I hope to do more. I hope to do more Transformer stuff.
Well, that's cool. I had a little look. I'm having a look at the cast list now. Steve Bloom voices Shockwave. It was originally going to be, well, Corey Burton. He did him in the G1 and Transformers animated series,
Uh-huh.
but something to do with not liking his personality, so Steve stepped in. Um, so yeah, stellar cast. You got Kari Walgren.
Yeah.
Wow. Travis Willingham, Nolan North, Peter Cullen, Fred Tatashaw. What was it like meeting Peter Cullen if you did meet him?
I actually met Peter at a convention. He is one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and I don't know if you know, I'm a really big guy. I'm 6'6". I'm a
Really?
very big man, and
Oh my
and
gosh.
Peter has this incredible voice, and he is not that big of a guy. So you hear this incredible voice coming out of this guy, and you go, oh my god! But he does have an incredible voice, and he was a super nice guy, and he and I. Drank a lot of martinis together when we were at SAC Anime. I think that's where we were at SAC Anime together. We were appearing
Ah.
together, and he's a super nice guy. He's one of my favorite voice actors, and I always wanted to meet him actually. And I was super happy. It's funny. As another funny story. I met him and I said, I just want to tell you, I was super happy that you got to do the voice in the movie, the live action movie. He said, you're happy. He said, I'm really happy because, that really was a great job for him. And he did a bunch of them. So, but
Oh,
they really put him through the mill because Michael Bay didn't believe that voice actor was as good as a real, I'm putting in quotes, a real actor. But he honestly, I think he was the best thing in those movies. So he did a great job.
yeah, I think they're gonna have like Liam Neeson voice Optimus at first, and then obviously they got Hugo Weaving to voice Megatron, even though Frank Welker came back as Megatron in the game based on the movie. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
suppose that is a good, um, it's a win-win situation. Um, are you still in touch with Peter at all?
Peter Cullen?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, we don't really keep in touch that much other than to see each other at conventions and that sort of thing.
Ah, I see. Well, that's what I'm asking.
You can contact Peter. You find out who his agent is, and that's the best way to contact
I
him.
know who his agent is, but
So
his
send him a
agent,
note. Say you'd like to have him
his
on the
age,
show.
his agent doesn't get back to me.
Yeah, well, a lot of agents are.
I've asked,
Yeah,
but they're just not
they're not the
interested.
greatest sometimes. The agents, I'll tell you.
I don't know anyone else is in touch with Peter. Actually, I've had a look. There's no one.
But I have to say, if you do get him on, he's a super nice guy. You really like him. He's really really down to earth, a very nice man.
Oh well, I really hope to get him on my show in the future, and
Yeah,
hopefully there's someone out there who could try and help me with that.
yeah.
Maybe I have to give him like a business card next time I meet him at a convention.
There you go. You
So
just tell him you like to. Have you met him before?
not in person, no. Virtually, yes.
All right. Well, if you see him at a con, go meet him and tell him you'd like to have him on your show. I'm sure he would. He'd probably do it for you.
Yeah, I hope so. Fingers
Can't
crossed.
speak. Can't speak for him, but
Nah, speaking for Optimus Prime.
give him a martini. He'll be very happy.
Okay, I will. I'll give him. I can't. I don't think I'll be able to give him a proper martin. Well, maybe if we go to a bar, then yes. But maybe like a little key ring or something. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it could work. It could work. I don't know, but it's worth a try.
Yeah.
So going back to Robots in Disguise, so this had a completely different cast. It had Neil Kaplan. I keep saying his name wrong. I just interviewed him, and Daniel Reardon, and like many different folk. So what was it like working on that show?
It was a lot of fun. It was really intense. Hasbro was running the show, and it was unusual in that we had to write the scripts, and then we had to do two rewrites, which is very unusual for adapting these shows. So because usually I write the script and then we go in and record it, but with these guys they would make all kinds of changes, and it was difficult because sometimes their changes didn't really fit the lip flaps, so we had to it was tough. It was tough. I'm not gonna candy coated, but it was really fun. It was a good experience, and I really enjoyed working on that show. And like I say, it was Transformers is something I've really enjoyed when I was a kid, so I really like being part of that show.
Yeah. Did you grow up watching the G1 cartoon?
Mm, I don't know. I grew up watching some Transformer stuff. I don't really not sure what it was, to be honest with you. But yeah, I watched a lot of that stuff, and some of these old shows that I watched, like uh, what is it? Speed Racer is another one that I wound up working on and playing Racer X in the new version of.
Oh
And
wow.
there was a bunch of these things that I grew up watching as a kid, and then I got to what was the other one? There was another big one. Oh, Gigantor. When they did the new Gigantor, I wrote a bunch of the scripts for the new Gigantor. So, and these were all shows that I watched when I was a kid, so it was kind of fun to work on those shows,
Yeah.
for nostalgic purposes. But yeah, I've done a lot of stuff, and I've done over 600 characters in games and animation and anime, and I've directed a lot of stuff, and I've written a lot of stuff. So I've been doing this for a long time, and it's been great. I mean, I've been very, very fortunate,
Yeah, you definitely have a big prolific career. I have to
Yeah,
say so myself. Like 600
been going,
credits to your
yes, and
name.
it gets better every year, which is the crazy thing. You'd think at this point it would kind of level off or go down, but it's going every year. It gets more and more busy. So I don't know what that means, but it's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. More credit to your name. It means you're just
Yeah,
getting bigger, I
yeah.
guess. So, Robots in Disguise, Michael McConaughey, who was actually the voice of Trax and Cosmos on the G1 cartoon. What was it like to be voice directed by him, should I say?
Well, Michael and I are old friends. We've known each other for many, many, many years. And in fact, Michael and I were when I first came out to LA. One of the first jobs I had was I was Dracula at Castle Dracula Universal Studios tour. They had a show there
Oh,
called Castle
wow.
Dracula, and Michael McConaughey was a Dracula also. So the two of us became very good friends, and we both played Dracula, and it was fun. And I met a lot of guys there that some of the guys that went on to be voice guys, some didn't, but Michael and I were definitely two of the bigger voice actors that went on to do a lot of this work. And I've known, like I said, I've known him for a million years. We're great pals, and he has since kind of, I don't want to say he's retired. Well, I guess he is retired. He told me he's retired. So he's kind of
Oh,
basically retired from the business, and he moved to Georgia. So
wow.
I hope he's enjoying his retirement and relaxing, because he was a very hard worker, very hard
I didn't
worker.
know he'd retired, actually. I was
Yeah,
hoping to get him on my show, but considering he's
well,
retired, would he say,
sure,
do you
I'm
still
sure
do
he will.
interviews when you're retired? I don't know.
You can ask. He might. I'm sure he's a very nice guy.
Maybe. think I did try through his website and he has a phone number listed on there, but I didn't hear back. But I'll try again. It's a simple
Yeah,
thing
try
to do.
again. You can
Yeah.
tell him you just had me on the show, and that
Maybe that might nudge him a little bit.
yeah, could be.
Yeah. So those posters in the background, are they signed at all?
No,
I thought I just saw a signature on one of them. I guess not.
no, no. They're just. I'm just a huge, as I said, I'm a huge Bond fan. If you could see around my office, you'd see there's a bunch of one sheets from all the Bond movies, and it's kind of funny because I really relate to the fans that love my work. I relate to it because I really love James Bond. So anything Bond, I really get a kick out of, and so when people, they're really into Raiden or the Joker or those kind of characters, or Lupin the Third or any of that stuff, I really kind of can relate to it.
Who's your favorite Bond?
Sean Connery, of course.
What do you think of Daniel Craig?
I liked him. I thought he did a nice job. He really made it his own. It was certainly a departure.
Yeah, he was
Um,
born in the same city as me, so
oh, really?
yeah, Chester.
Mm. But I
So
thought he was, he was. I liked that they, because they were getting a little silly with Pierce and and Roger Moore. They're getting a little cartoony and silly with them. So I was glad they kind of came back with more of a gritty kind of a tough Bond that was more believable. And I like that version of Bond more than I do the cartoony version.
yeah, I have you seen actually? Before I ask you another question, I remember once me and my friend were talking about James Bond, and she was trying to remember who's that James Bond, and then she goes Billy Connolly. I'm like, no. I'm like, you mean Sean Connery?
Billy Connolly.
I
Well,
was like, be
he could have
more
been Q
interesting.
maybe at one point.
Yeah, definitely. It made me laugh though.
Yeah.
You mentioned cartoony fun. Have you seen James Bond Jr., the cartoon from 1991?
No,
It's
no.
an animated spin-off on James Bond's
Yeah.
nephew. Corey Burton voices James Bond Jr. So yeah,
No, I haven't
I
seen
need
it.
to
It
get him
just
on my show.
it seemed kind of silly to me, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I really need to get Corey on my show. He said maybe, but I'm just just waiting for the day.
it's Corey Feldman. Is that who it is?
Corey Burton.
Oh, Corey Burton.
You've
Okay.
heard you've heard of him, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think one of my previous guests was like, I've never heard of Corey Burton. I'm like, you've
No,
heard
I've
you've
definitely heard of him. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever worked with Corey though.
Nah, he tends to do like Disney projects. I think I don't know what he sort of like steers his career more to. I think it's more to Disney projects.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there's people get into like little cliques or niches, and
yeah.
do stuff like that. So I've been really lucky. I get to go all over the place, and I've been all over everywhere. So it's been great. You know,
What's the furthest you've travelled to go to a convention?
go to a convention. Well, that's an interesting question. I probably Ireland, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe Ireland would be like the farthest. I don't know.
that's cool.
We don't, we don't do a ton of them outside of the U.S. For various reasons. But this year I'll be doing one in Canada for the first time, and I'm excited about that because I've never actually been to Canada. So I'm looking
Ah,
forward to going to Canada. As I said earlier, I don't know if we were recording then or not, but I worked for a short period as a supervisor of ADR for an international supervisor for DreamWorks, and I went all over the world doing that. I went to Germany, and I was in France and England and Norway and Israel and Poland,
that's so cool.
and I went, yeah, all over the frickin' place. Um, Brazil, um, just a bunch of different places, and I had a great time doing that. It was really fun to travel. I really enjoy traveling, so that was really a fun gig. But it took me out of the loop for a couple of years, and when I came back, I basically had to start my voice acting career all over again because I had been replaced.
Oh no.
When you're gone for 2 years, they find other people to do your stuff for you.
Yeah.
But it all worked out great, and like I say, it gets better every year. So I really can't complain.
Yeah. You said something about US voice actors aren't allowed to do conventions in England or something. Could you elaborate on that?
No, I never said that. They're
Oh, well,
absolutely
something along those lines. Something about you can't. You voice actors. Something about doing out of country. Out of I don't know.
well, the only thing about that is just right now it's hard because of COVID. They're not letting people come and go very easily these days. So hopefully when this horrible pandemic goes away, if it ever will go away, I don't know.
I've
Well,
I've
I hope it
just
does. I hope it does at some point, and then when it does, we can travel again and go to a lot of different places. So
yeah, I've just had COVID, so
you just what?
I've just had COVID. I've just
Oh
recovered from
no!
having COVID.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Were you vaccinated?
I am double jabbed. Yeah, I've just been sick most of January, really. So
Oh, I'm so sorry.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All of us had it, but we're all better now. The rest of my family's better, but I was the last one to get it. So I've only got like one or two symptoms left. My isolation ends tomorrow, so yeah,
Oh
ends
boy.
tomorrow on the
No, I'm sorry.
26th of January.
Sorry to hear that.
It's fine.
I've been able to dodge it so far.
I've been able to dodge it for nearly 2 years, and now
Yeah.
I finally have it. So
Yeah, it's scaring me. And we have next month, February, we have my wife and I, Ellen Stern, who's another uh, actor, voice actor, director. She and I do a lot of conventions together, and we have a couple of big ones coming up in February. One is WeebCon in Dallas, Texas, and the other one is KatsuCon, which is in Maryland.
oh
So, and it's always a little dicey to be traveling during this period because there's a lot of weird stuff going on. But we're
yeah.
looking forward to doing it. And the thing is, if everyone gets vaccinated and keeps their masks on and all that, hopefully everybody will be safe.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I hope it's like that too.
Yeah.
Because we don't get a lot of voice actors at conventions over here in England. Don't know why.
That's too
It's
bad.
just not that in high demand.
Tell them to bring me. I love England. I love to come over there.
Yeah, I hope that they'll. Fingers crossed that you get to come to more conventions over here.
Yeah.
You've got how many children do you have? Because I see it says on Google you have like 3 children, but one of them's one says John, one says Jonathan. Do you have 2 or do you have 3 children?
I have two kids. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because
His-
your son's John Epcar, right?
Yeah, his name's Jonathan, but he likes to go by John.
I was gonna say because it's come up John Epcar, Jacqueline Epcar, Jonathan Epcar.
Yeah, it sounds like
cool.
we have three kids and we named them both John, so that doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think your children are voice actors as well. I know Jacqueline's a voice actress. I'm not. I think
Jacqueline's
John's a
done some
musician.
stuff, and
Mhm.
Jacqueline's an incredible singer songwriter. Really, she's an amazing singer, and she's written some Lupin scripts for us. We just finished Lupin, the first series of Lupin, which had never been dubbed, for their 50th anniversary, which is this year.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, so we're going to do that, and I put the cast together, the definitive cast. I directed the Red Jacket series about 20 years ago,
Hmm.
and that became wildly successful. And we then did, my wife and I directed part four, which is the Blue Jacket, and then part five I directed, which is Blue Jacket, and then we're recording the part six right now,
Yeah.
and the movie Lupin the Third, the First, which was in theaters. I play Jigen in that, of course, but I also wrote the adaptation for the screenplay. Um, so I've been really all over that. And Jacqueline wrote some scripts for us for the first one. And our son, as you mentioned, is a musician. He's a very well respected drummer on Broadway. He's a first call drummer on Broadway. He's played with a lot of big people like John Mayer and John Legend and Rihanna and those sorts of people. And he's an incredible drummer, and he was with a band called Carney. I don't know if you ever heard of them or not, but they're
I
really
don't think
great.
I've heard of them, but definitely
They're
look them up
great,
now.
great band. But anyway, yeah, they're doing really well, and I mean, like I say, COVID has kind of screwed everything up on Broadway. They've had to close it down, but hopefully it'll come back, and he's already signed on to do another show. So hopefully that'll happen. Hopefully COVID will go away so they can do the show. So that would be great.
Yeah, and you have a grandson as well, if I believe, or if I'm correct.
I do have a grandson. He is
Not trying to make you sound old, but wow, like, what isn't is it
he
John?
just he just turned 4, and he
Oh,
is
is it your only grandchild then?
yes, he's my only grandchild.
Presuming he's John's son, if I'm correct.
Yeah, yes, he is John's son. You are correct. And he is the cutest kid I've ever seen.
Oh,
He really is.
what's his
And
name?
his name's Bo.
Bo. Oh,
And he's a character. I got to tell you, he's a real character. So, but he's a lot of fun. He calls me Pickles.
Pickles. Oh.
But I'm Pickles for some reason.
So he lives on the other side of America to you, I'm presuming.
Yes, he does. He does.
Oh,
But right now they're not in New York because of COVID. So they're kind of out for a while. They're just kind of traveling and doing stuff until this stuff passes and he can go back to work. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So has Bo seen any of your cartoons or animes or anything that you've been in?
I honestly don't think he has, to tell you the truth. So maybe one day he will.
Bobobo-bo-bo-bo-bo Epcar.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
that
couldn't
might
resist.
might blow his mind. I don't
I
know.
was wondering, I was going to ask, was he named after that? But I didn't, should I say
No,
that? Should I
he
not?
was not named after Bobobo-bo. No, no. He was. They decided that's what they wanted to name him. And I have a very good friend, Bo Billingsley, who's also a voice actor, and he thought that he was named after him. And I said no. I had to burst his bubble and say he was not named after him.
Oh, and then there's Bo Weaver as well, who was Octane in the G1 Transformers show.
Yeah, there's a few Bows out there.
Yeah, I love the name Bo. It's like nice and soft. It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, that's sweet. He's the sweetest little guy. He really is a great guy.
Oh, bless him. Well, tell him I said hi. Amber the
I will.
fangirl says hi.
He would like your ears, actually,
Oh, would he? Oh, we look.
especially now that they light up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sounds good.
They're very cute.
Actually, I'd like to ask you.
Yes.
You were in Mr. Men show, weren't you? You were Mr. Noisy. So, what was it like working on that show?
It was a joy. We absolutely loved it, and he's a really fun character, and he plays the drums, and I play the drums, so I could really relate to him on that level. And he was just a really, really fun character. I love doing the show because first of all, it's original animation, which means you record it and then they animate to your voice, as opposed to these other shows that we do that we have to dub and hit the lip flaps. So you didn't have to worry about that. You just go in and do your character. But it was really a fun show. I loved it, and I was kind of hoping. I think we did 2 seasons of it. I wish we had more seasons, and I think the kids really enjoy the show a lot. I think it was adorable.
No, I just seen a video of Bo on John's Instagram. So adorable. I have a
Yeah.
nephew. He's about he is going to be 4 this November, so he's a little bit younger than Bo. But yeah, they're very cute when they're about 3 years old.
Yes,
These little
they're very
kids.
cute.
Yeah, I pretty much grew up with the Miss Men show, but we got a British dub, so I don't think I ever
I
grew up
know.
with your
Why?
voice.
Why is that? Do you think you think it would have people in England wouldn't have liked it if they heard it with American accents?
Oh, it depends, really. There's some shows that get brought over here but don't get dubbed. But when they do, it's mainly all these old Nick Jr. shows that were brought over and dubbed with like the same 10 UK voice actors, really dub them, I guess. I guess they just don't want kids to be learning different accents and stuff like that. I mean, obviously they use different terms and stuff. So if they say soccer, we've got to change it to football, sidewalk, we've got to change pavement, garbage to rubbish,
Yeah,
garage to garage.
yeah. I guess that does make sense.
Yeah, I think is that called dialect? I think I don't know. Is that dialect? Is that the right word, or is that?
Yeah, it's a dialect, definitely.
Oh, it's a particular form of right. I see. Okay, right. I understand now. Yeah, yeah. You have been a lot. You're definitely. Actually, could you teach me some American dialects?
Well, what would you like to learn? Like what? So,
Any that aren't that well known.
well, you mentioned some of the things like you guys say rubbish and we say trash
Or
for
trash, yeah.
garbage. Garbage. So you say pavement for sidewalk, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else would be weird? Oh, I know you call cigarettes fags. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I just still call them cigarettes.
Okay. So what would be another?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think as well.
But I do love the English expressions. I think they're great. I'm trying to think of some other stuff.
I'm trying to think of some other stuff as well, actually. Trying to think actually. Oh yeah, you call trolley. We call them trolleys. You call them shopping carts.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Hold on. American words versus British.
Well, you got the whole world at your fingertips there.
Oh yeah, you call you have jelly over there. We have jam.
We have jam too.
Yeah.
Jelly's different than jam.
Oh, is it?
Jelly, yeah, jelly's more jellified. If it's kind of like.
Oh, I thought that would be jello.
Well, but I'm talking about the stuff you put on your toast, for example.
Yeah.
You could put jelly on your toast, but we also have jam, which is a little more fruit than it is gel, and then there's preserves, which is more fruit than jam. So we have all that. I'm sure you have similar.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm having a look. Wow, there's some good ones there.
What else do you see?
You got handbag and purse. I don't think that's one.
Hamburger purse?
That's a handbag. Hamburger bag. That's not such a bad idea. What's that? Taxi and a cab.
Oh, you mean handbag as for a purse? A handbag.
Yeah.
I think I think women also sometimes call it a handbag.
Yeah. There's a tap and a faucet. Taxi, cab, rubber, eraser, sweets, candy, underground, subway. You call it.
Call a razor?
A rubber, which I know is American slang for condom. So.
You call a razor a rubber?
Yeah.
That makes no sense at all.
It's just how it raised, to be fair. We call trucks lorries
with a rubber. I don't know. That would be bad.
Oh no, we just call
these. It would be bad
razors
to use a razor as a rubber over here because that could be dangerous.
Oh yeah. But you heard me right? Eraser. The things that you use to rub out pencil.
Oh, eraser.
Eraser, not razor. We call them razors.
You call them razors. Okay.
Yes. Right. This is fun.
I don't get the rubber thing. That's just weird to me. Okay.
I have to do this more often. It's actually quite interesting.
It is interesting, and you wonder why it's so different.
Yeah, definitely.
What else you got there? I'm loving this.
This is actually fun. We call vacuums hoovers.
Hoovers. Okay, well, Hoover is a name brand of a vacuum.
Oh, is it? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's they were one of the first people to create the vacuum cleaner. So, it's
Oh.
kind of like we'll call tissues Kleenex. Do you guys
Hmm.
call them Kleenex or you call them tissues?
Kleenex
Okay.
or baby wipes.
Well, see, Kleenex is the same thing. Kleenex is a name brand, and it just kind of stuck for all tissues. All tissues are called Kleenex. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, definitely. What else we got? Mobile, what we call cell phone. We call
Mobile, yeah.
diapers. We call them nappies.
Nappies,
Flashlight. We call them torch. A
torch.
thumbtack. We call them drawing pins or just pins. A dish towel. We call them a tea towel. Um, a
You
fanny
guys,
pack. We call them bum bags.
what do you call? What is it?
Fanny packs. The
Oh, fanny pack. Oh, does anybody wear those anymore?
sometimes we call them bum bags over here, but fanny is slang for the women genitalia. So
Oh, all right.
Pop Tarts once posted, "I love pop." It was like a fanny pack with Pop Tart in it. It was like, "I love Pop Tarts right in my fanny," and someone just put, "This is funny to everyone who was British." I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
see, that would definitely be
sorry,
lost in
YouTube, I'm getting
translation.
demonetized. I'm getting demonetized for saying that. Sorry about that."
Yes. Well,
Yeah. Ah, well. Oh man, I gotta get.
well, now that we've covered the language barriers, that's great. What else can we go on?
Yeah. Let's talk about Batman Unlimited. You were Commissioner Gordon. What was it
Yeah, that
like
was pretty
working on
cool.
those films?
That was phenomenal. It was just great. I've done a lot of stuff in the Batman world. I co-directed Arkham Origins, the game.
Hmm.
I play the Joker in several Batman games. I am Commissioner Gordon in Batman Unlimited. I'm also Solomon Grundy in one of the Batman series. So I've done a lot of stuff in the Batman universe. One day I would like to do Batman. I'd like to do the voice of Batman. In fact, I'd like to do a movie where I'm Batman and the Joker because they sound so different, just kind of like Raiden and the Joker when they're talking. I have scenes with me as Raiden and me as the Joker talking to each other, and no one knows it's the same person because their voices are completely different. So I'd love to do that with Batman and the Joker. I think that'd be super cool to do that. But yeah, I did a lot, and I actually met Bob Kane many years ago, who created Batman, and so yeah, I'm all over that Batman universe. I've loved Batman for a long, long time, and I used to read the comics and watch the show, and so it's really quite a thrill and an honor to be working on anything Batman. So but that was really cool to play Commissioner Gordon. Anytime I can play an iconic character like that, it's really really exciting for me. I enjoy it a lot.
That's good. That's definitely good. Speaking of Raiden, but I'd say the best last Raiden from Mortal Kombat. People say this is probably your most known role.
Yeah.
So tell me more about Raiden because I don't know much about Mortal Kombat. So
Well,
feel free to educate me.
Raiden is the protector of Earthrealm. He is a god. He's a thunder god,
Mhm.
and he wields thunder and lightning. And he is a very beneficent, noble character. And he in the games he comes across very much like everyone's dad. I mean, he's always giving everyone advice and trying to buck people up and and give them. He's a really really beneficent character, and I love playing him. It's kind of like when I do him and then I do the Joker. It's kind of doing yin and yang because Raiden is such a noble, incredible character, and the Joker is such a despicable, horrible character. So it's kind of like running the gamut, doing both of those guys. But Raiden is a great character. I love playing him, and I've been playing both of those characters for 12 years now, ever since Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. So uh, I hope they keep me around for a while, and I hope I continue to play him. I really feel you do a lot of characters, and sometimes you go in and you do them and you leave and you don't think much about it. But with Raiden, I really feel a an affinity with him as a character, and I think that really comes across.
Wow, thank you so much for teaching me about Raiden. I've learned a lot more. One final question now. This is a good one. Do you prefer voicing anime characters or do you prefer doing traditional animation? So like recording to lip flaps or recording and having your voice, or character animate to your voice?
Obviously, it's a lot easier not to record to lip flaps because you're not confined to the way they move their mouth or that sort of thing. It's always more artistically gratifying, I think, to do original animation because then you're free to create the character and then they animate to your voice tracks. That said, there's a lot of characters I super love, like Jigen and Lupin the Third, and Joseph Joestar and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, who are anime characters that I just really, really love those characters, and it was really fun to work on those projects. So, it just depends, but and the reality of all that is that the original animation pays a lot better than the dubbing stuff. So it's with that to consider, it's always a little better, I think, to do those. But I listen. I started out pretty much in anime. I started in Robotech a million years ago, and I have not stopped working since. So I love doing those shows, and they're really fun to do.
I see. Wow. I think that pretty much wraps up this interview.
All right.
I know this is abroad, but sometimes my communication is quite hard because I'm not sure if you'll know this, but I have Asperger's syndrome, autism.
Okay.
So sort of eye contact and sort of not knowing how to respond to a conversation without making it look awkward. It's really hard for me.
No, you did very well.
Thank you.
I had no idea.
Thank you.
Don't let that limit you. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Richard. Wow, what a way to wrap off this interview, Richard. That was wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time with today to talk to me.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Where can we find you on social media?
Oh, that's a very good question. Thank you. Please follow me on Instagram. I really, really would like people to follow me. And if you want to know where I'm going to be and what conventions and what new shows and that sort of things are coming up, that's the best place to follow me, Instagram. Richard Epcar at Instagram. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, but I really, those, those are kind of old hat at this point. So I'm trying to get everybody to go follow me on Instagram. So please follow Richard Epcar on Instagram, and I would really appreciate it.
You have.
I have a lot of friends in the U. No, I was going to say I have a lot of friends in the UK, so please follow me. Yeah.
Oh wow! And you have 2 Facebook accounts, don't you?
I do. I have Richard Epcar and Richard Epcar 2, and the reason for that was there were so many people that wanted to follow me. My first account filled up so fast I had to have another account. So, and that's filling up too. So I don't know what to do. It's
Richard Epcar 3.
No, I don't want to have 3. That would be terrible.
Nah.
That would be Richard the Third, and he's not a very nice guy.
Nah. What about a public page on Facebook that people can like?
Yeah, that's true. I actually have that as well. I have 2 fan pages on Facebook.
Oh wow!
On top of the other 2 pages. So, but that's why I say follow me on Instagram, really, because I'd like to phase some of this other stuff out, to tell you the truth. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, Richard Epcar on Instagram, and
That's a good idea. I'll see if I don't think I'm following you. I'll have to quickly have a check now. Or am I? I think I might be. Just give me a memento. I am following you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed.
I appreciate it.
Richard, thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Good, my pleasure. You take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.
To you at home, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you around. All right, bye.
Bye.
And cut.